everybody. This is Heather Clark with Running Totally Free. Welcome to our YouTube channel. Abby is smiling at us through our back door window. She's a wonderful distraction. Anyway, this is Heather Clark and Noah Clark joining us this morning because he's the star of the show. You can find my Facebook page, Running Totally Free in High Heels. And yesterday we featured Abby's her bedroom transformation, and today I wanted to feature Noah's square foot garden because that is quite an accomplishment that he's been working on. He's been researching and he's been just dreaming and thinking about for quite a while.
Yeah, we just went to the McDonough Garden Club.
Yes.
Check that out.
Yeah, so we're going to be talking about that in a couple minutes. But what I really wanted to give a little, I guess, background about that is to discuss just our family's philosophy in general. As you know, we have mentioned the fact that we are homeschoolers, but we have never really talked much about why we homeschool. I won't get into it completely today, but one of the reasons why we homeschool, and there are a multitude of reasons, is that we believe wholeheartedly in child-led learning, and we do understand that there are things that kids absolutely have to learn. You know, we know that they have to know their math facts. They have to learn grammar just like anybody else. They've got to learn how to spell. They got to know how to read. There are just basic skills that every child has to learn no matter what. However, we do, as Michael and I have discussed our child's education over the years, we have had this common theme come up, and that's that we wanted our children to leave our home becoming lifelong learners. And we believed that in their time in our home, we wanted them to learn how to become I guess kind of like self-sufficient learners, meaning that they would discover things that they were interested in and independently go about learning about those things on their own volition. And we have found, especially in the past year or so, as we have really kind of accidentally, because of moving into this home where there's no internet access other than through our phones.
Yeah.
We have even more had video games and TV entertainment taken away from us. And that has facilitated that type of learning environment being available to us all the more. And that, though at the beginning was uncomfortable, not only really for them, but for us too, that has just caused this type of learning to bloom all the more. And I think we can say in retrospect that that has honestly been improvement. Yeah. Hey, it comes out of the mouth of our child, one of our children already. So we've really seen a blessing there. And so like I said, one of our goals has been child-led learning, and this square foot garden has been evidence of that. We also have seen that as everybody, whether we like it or not, has been, witnessing the country going through the political process. We've also seen Noah in particular, because of his age, has really picked up on just the whole political process. And
yeah, so I see we found politics, aquatics.
Okay, hang on. So he's also taken out books on all of the political candidates and done research and reading, very, very in-depth reading, which also led him to read an just about an entire book on basic economics.
Yeah.
By himself. He just picked it up and started reading it without any at all. What I want to say.
Push towards.
Yeah, daddy didn't push him to read that at all.
No force whatsoever.
Right. So we're seeing really good fruit from this. And that was definitely one of our goals of homeschooling. So, so that's, I just wanted to mention that. For us, hang on. So part of, for us, with our philosophy for this YouTube channel of running totally free, for our children, for us as adults, we want to be people who can run totally free in the sense that we are not hindered by any kind of, we don't want our children's education to be hindered by any kind of structure that would keep them from following their own interests that may lead to what they do later on in life. And we feel as though by being in the home and getting their education here, that because a lot of their time is freed up, you know, it just doesn't take as much time to get the, you know, the reading, writing, and arithmetic done in our home. There's more time freed up for them to follow their own interests, and that they can run free with their
totally free.
They're totally free with their own interests, and then see where that takes them. And so we're really excited to see what the fruit will be for that in their adult lives. So now let's move on to what we're going to share today. Noah, why don't you share what led to you creating that? Maybe do you want to show them that first and then talk about what made you build it?
Honestly, maybe we'll just talk here and then we'll move it over there.
Okay.
So basically, my grandmother is a master gardener, and my mom is a fan of gardening. So I've always been in a family where there's an environment of gardening being around. Yeah. So it's only this year that I kind of started getting into it, from like talking to my grandmother about gardening and some stuff like that. And I kind of then decided, okay, maybe I'll try this out. And it kind of seemed more appealing to me. Maybe try this out. So I went to the library, got tons of books, did tons of research. We already had a book by Mel Bartholomew about square foot gardening, and an encyclopedia of gardening book. So I did a lot of research. I went to the library, came out with 4 main topics on gardening, did a lot of research. Then after enough research, I started to get hands-on with it. So I built a support system for a wild blackberry bush, because we're a big fan of blackberries, and there's hundreds of blackberry bushes around the Locust Grove. So we were able to get a small one, transplant it, and now we have it on the side of our yard, point to the south side for plenty of sunlight.
Right.
Then I built a square foot garden, and I was gonna start big. It was hard for me to find the right area to put it, but the right area ended up being right next to our house. So I built it there. I built a 4 square feet. Then I built a support system for vertical gardening for tomatoes, maybe planting a jasmine plant. So basically vertically growing plants. My original plan was to build like 40 square feet at one time, but my dad gave me the wisdom of better start small and see how it goes, then keep building some more. So I took on that. I built the frame. Now it's a matter of getting the soil and getting the tomato plant and hoping that I can have it last for this month of July, August, and maybe sticking it in the cold frame and having it last until September.
Yeah.
So hopefully it all goes well. I'll come over here and show it to you. Oh yeah, and the first plant I started with was a marigold.
Why don't you bring it over?
Which I'll bring over for you. Cost me only 27 cents over at Lowe's.
Well, come on over here and talk. And how small was it? He said it was 27 cents at Lowe's.
27 cents at Lowe's.
On clearance.
At clearance. I'm sure my mom's talked about it. So it was this teeny little thing. It had like one flower. It had like
you're going to bring it to the camera.
One flower. This is what it looks like now. See that?
He's doing a very good job.
Plant
this is
soil
his test.
Plant feeder. I haven't used any fertilizer whatsoever for this. Just compost and manure. Topsoil, mix it together, then add plant feed, and this is what happened to it. Worked great. So this has proven to me that these things can survive very well in Georgia, and I hope to plant seedlings of this. Oh yeah, that's another thing. I planted some seedlings and I got them to sprout from this plant. I just had 3 wilted flowers, which I was able to get some more seeds from. So I'll show you later. Hopefully, what will happen to have some more marigold plants there from seeds.
Okay. Do you have those to show right now?
Yeah, I actually have them.
Okay.
Let me get that.
Okay. So I just want to brag on my son real quick. He's just the sweetest boy in the world. So my love language is words. And when I got my hair cut, he said to me, he gave me a kiss and he said, "Mom, you look beautiful." So this is just a wonderful boy, and I'm so proud of him. And I'm just so excited about what he's been doing.
Okay, so
wanted to brag on him. Here we go.
I've got them right here. You may not be able to see them too good. Well, actually, you probably can't see them too good. Let me get one out. I'll give you a close look at them. They're very small and a little bit fragile. Well, actually, I shouldn't say too fragile. It's just they're very small and hard to handle. Right there. That's a marigold seed. So first time planting marigold seed succeeded greatly and had myself 5 sprouts. So hopefully this will go well later and I'll have myself a few marigold plants.
Yes.
So now let's go show you the square foot garden.
Okay. I think I have length on the plug. Sorry. Our constant, I don't know about you guys, but our constant fight with our computer is that
You can unplug it.
Yeah, actually I can unplug it now. So we're always running out of battery power.
Yeah.
But we're good.
Now,
Amazingly.
Now let's see which way should we do this because of the sun.
So I think we're good. Can you see it? You look.
No, you can't see it. What's
You want to turn it the other way?
Let's see if I can. Let's go around here. Oh yeah, that's better. What? Something happened. Okay, here we back are again. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that's way better. See that? That's my square foot garden right over there. Let's see if I can
show them the bottom.
Get out of the way. Now let's see if I can show you the bottom. It's very hard angling this thing correctly. Yeah, that's how it's 6. It's 5.5 inches, technically 6. I'll just say it's 6. Very short. It really works good because the point is, why should the roots go any deeper when the water source is right where they need it? So there's no reason for the roots to go any deeper than they need to look for water, because if you're self-watering it, then there's no reason for its roots to grow deeper.
And the season is short.
Yeah.
So they don't have to have a
very
deep
short
roots.
season. Unless you're gonna have them in greenhouse, then they're gonna get a bit deeper. So yeah, so I'm gonna.
And then why don't you tell them how did you source How did you source your material?
There.
What's the cost effectiveness of
Yeah.
this? Because that's also
The
something
good
we
thing
talk
about
about
it
on our
is
channel.
there's these construction sites around our neighborhood, and they have a bunch of scrap wood which they like cut incorrectly, or there's some nails in it which they fail to nail through, and you're allowed to take it. You have to just make sure with the foreman that you can take it, and if they say okay, then you can take it home, cut off or remove the nails from it, and the bent nails, and then you can, and it's so cost efficient. This whole thing
Keep
right
looking, honey.
this whole thing right here cost me, the string, the screws, everything probably cost me about $2 in total. $2 for that whole thing. That's how cost efficient it was. And then, well, I should say $2 for the amount of weed
Weed control.
I used.
Barrier.
If you go to Lowe's, you can get 3 foot by 50 foot weed control for $10 or $11. And it's definitely plenty. I'm not sure how many people are really going to use 150 square feet for a square foot garden. Yeah, and that thing will last me for a long time. So this in total with everything cost me around $2.
Okay. So real quickly, why don't you show them your raspberry bush that you planted?
Okay, blackberry.
Oh, sorry, blackberry. I always confuse those.
Okay. Now, in the afternoon, the sun will get to, let's see if I can angle this correctly. It will hit the 8 hours. It will get sunlight. Let me show you it right here. Yeah, that's my blackberry bush right there. Got from the woods. I also got this scrap metal. I'll show you right here. This right here, I got from one of the construction sites. I got 2 of it. Then I used I actually used some weed whacker. Let's see if I can show you. I used some weed whacker line, and it works perfectly. It's solid, so it worked perfectly. I used some electric was a weed whacker wire, and that's all I used. So I'm gonna tell you later how it's coming. Hopefully it will work.
Okay. So the last thing we're going to talk about is Noah and I went where last night?
To the McDonough Garden Club.
So Noah like to learn all about gardening, since this is a new interest for him.
And maybe eventually become a master gardener and go for the training program.
Yes. So he found this group, and he figured out when they were meeting. So we went there last night, and
went really well.
So there's a local nursery called Wilson's, I believe, and they discussed the care of roses. And they also opened up a time for discussion, for questions and discussion. And then they had a giveaway, which was very funny.
Yeah.
Right? Because what happened? What did they ask you to do?
Not to cheat and get my name. I ended up
He got to pick the
part who
the slip of paper of, you know, people who filled them out.
Guess
who he got? Mommy. So I got a bag of manure.
Yeah.
Which was really funny.
One bag poop.
Yeah. So everybody was really most likely we're gonna join just for the year for an adult.
Yeah, and then for me it's free.
It's free. So they'll have speakers each month. There might be a field trip. There'll be a Christmas party.
Then there's the garden sale.
Yeah, they sell garden plants.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to get ready for that.
Yeah. So anyway, this has been really cool, and honestly, it really qualifies for a good curriculum for us for science, because alongside of it, I'll probably buy the Apologia botany curriculum so we can learn about plants as we go.
Get that.
And then these will pretty much qualified I've been doing.
Yeah, I've already done about
So this is basically, you know, this is everything's kind of built. I'm thrilled and I'm thrilled for him because this is the way to learn, you know, is that he's actually very interested. He's already, it's already child-led learning. So, you know, we're hitting everything educationally, and that's the way I like education to go. So why don't you give your final thoughts, and then we're going to let everybody go.
So we were talking about there's this lady there at the garden club meeting who is a master gardener, and we were talking to her about what it takes to become a master gardener. And there's this program which is, she said, $100, and it for 2 days a week, for like 2.5 months, you do this training to become a master gardener. So we thought that was really cool, and it could be a possible thing for me to do. So and I couldn't figure out how where to get the information on how to join. So if you guys know like how to sign up for the training for the master gardening, please leave a comment. If there's any other useful information for the master gardening training, could you please leave a comment? And I think that's all.
Yeah. Okay. And I think that's it. I hope we've hit on everything we'd hoped to. We wanted to talk about a little bit more about our philosophy as to why we're homeschoolers, why we think that relates to living, you know, free, and how this saves money in regards to gardening, and also, you know, you know, in the long run, how it saves money, and is, you know, you can still do child-led learning even if you're in a situation where you may not be able to homeschool, but whether your child's in public school and private, you know, outside of the school time, you know, you can tell your child, you know, we're going to turn off the video games, we're going to turn off the TV, and I just want you to just go explore, and, you know, let's go to the library together, and I want you to just peruse the aisles, and let's go to some museums, and just let your child have some freedom to explore for a little while, and see where that takes them.
That's what I was going to say. Is
I keep getting bit by ants. I'm sorry. I'm like twitching right now.
They're not automatically at first going to be like all gun-ho about all this. What you have to do is you have to turn off the screen. You got to give them a bit of time, and then out of boredom, they'll be like, okay, I'm going to read a book because there's nothing else to do. So it's not going to be automatic, okay, turn off the screen, they're automatically going to be all gun-ho about this. You have to, it's going to happen over a amount of time. You got to end the screens for a while, and then once you start getting into this other stuff, it's not going to be at first, but after that, they're going to be like, I'm glad you did that. In retrospect. So I want to say that so people aren't like, well, I did that and my kid hates me now.
I'd say that's some great wisdom, and if a child is actually telling you that, then there's some proof that it works. So I couldn't have said that any better than you
No,
did.
she didn't force me to say that.
That's good. Let's end it there. Watching, and if you liked what you heard today, please subscribe below. We'd love to have you, and we'll talk to you again next time.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.